Tvcrazyman here. We're going to take a look back once more at the Incredible Hulk and all the cool special effects that came on the series, plus a few other goofs that I haven't found until now, and a lot of cool facts that you might like. So Hulk fans, get ready to Hulk out.
What are you doing?
Did you know there was another hidden Hulk on the television series besides Lou Ferrigno? He was a bodybuilder and a friend of Lou's, who was the only one big enough to do stunts for Ferrigno. I say hidden, but he was rampaging there right before our very eyes, and we never knew it. According to the book, You Wouldn't Like Me When I'm Angry, Manny Perry was Lou's stunt double for the series. Here we see Perry and Lou holding up the stuntman and Hulk director, Frank Orsatti. Now there's one thing that Lou did not like to do, and that's fool with heights, which I don't blame him. Now, according to what I read in the second TV movie that preceded the regular series known as The Return of the Incredible Hulk, or as Death in the Family, Lou was asked to jump off a house into a net with a stuntwoman in his arms. He did so mostly thanks to Bill Bixby's encouragement. Apparently they must have gotten Manny Perry shortly thereafter. Now here's how one jump was done in the episode 747, a few episodes later. Now keep in mind they are supposed to have just have landed a plane. But if you look toward your left, you can see the insides of a studio when the Incredible Lou opens up the door. Okay, so we see Lou jump out of a studio plane, and then they switch to Manny Perry, who says in the previously mentioned book that he jumped an amazing 80 feet to the ground barefoot. I didn't know that was even possible without wires. Was Perry actually on gamma rays, or what?
He's not a man. He's something else. Watch.
Then it's Perry we see running away and knocking over the fence, not Ferrigno. And most likely it was Perry doing this leap from the episode The Quiet Room. And if it was, I wonder if he had a net. One of my favorite mysteries has been trying to figure out who the Disco Hulk was. And now, based on my research, it has to be Manny Perry, since he was the official stunt double for Lou. I guess he wasn't used to working with wires, so he just sort of did a disco dance on the way down. In the episode Jake, Perry says he was thrown 8 feet in the air by the bull in this scene and landed 25 feet away. And the bull was even sedated.
Who you trying to kid?
It's certainly a lot of bull.
So important safety tip. Never mess with a bull. Now if you look closely, you can tell that Lou is wrestling with a fake bull. You can see a crack where one of the horns connects, and his bull is a different color from the real one that Perry did eventually wrestle down for this scene.
He just wrestled a 1,600-pound bull.
Yeah, that sure is a lot of bull, all right.
If that wasn't dangerous enough, Perry had to wrestle a tank in the episode Blind Rage. The concern there was, what if the driver hit the gas instead of the brakes and ran right over him? Looks like the Hulk is wearing shoes for this one. Here's one from Perry from the episode Brainchild doing the superhero leap thing, you know, from rooftop to rooftop. In order to make it look like the Hulk was actually throwing bad guys through the air, they used a nitrogen-charged platform. The stuntman would hit a button, and away they would go, often over 20 feet. Now here's an example of one nitrogen-charged platform in operation with stuntman Dennis Danger Madalone. According to the book, You Wouldn't Like Me When I'm Angry, he actually was quite often one of the bad guys the Hulk threw on the series. But he's actually more widely known as the stuntman for the Greatest American Hero. So I guess you could say the Hulk actually fought the Greatest American Hero and won. A lot. Now here's another example of likely that same type of platform used on the Greatest American Hero for a takeoff. I'm not 100% sure that's Dennis Danger, but it probably is. Now this is kind of like the updated version of what they did with George Reeves back in the day, only it was just basically a diving board. On the Hulk episode, My Favorite Magician, you can actually see the board pop up as he throws this bad guy. Remember in the first season when the Hulk got trapped in a car crusher? I noticed a couple of little interesting goofs here. Looks like Lou wore off his green paint holding up the crusher. Then later the Hulk is the only thing stopping the crusher from crushing this guy. But just for a second, Lou's hand comes down far enough to where you can see he's not holding anything back in this shot. The paint coming off was a big problem in the bear scene from Death in the Family, as I've talked about in other videos, but I found out some other cool facts about this scene. The bear was actually named Pooh, and he apparently kept licking the paint off of Ferrigno during the shoot. In the part where Lou comes up out of the water in one take, he actually lost his wig, which got a lot of laughs from the crew. You know, that might actually explain why they felt the need to switch to an inside studio shot of Lou jumping out of the water here. Another little interesting bit of trivia, believe it or not, Kenneth Johnson had sent the script to Stan Lee, but ended up in an argument over whether or not the bear should have been a robot, to which Johnson was, of course, adamantly opposed. Now, I'm glad that Johnson won that one, but I'm also glad that Stan Lee won the fight over keeping the Hulk green. You see, Johnson had wanted them to be red for the color of rage. Of course, one day there would be a red Hulk in the comics. Yep, I just happened to have the very first appearance of the Red Hulk. In order to get the stuffed bear to fly across the sky, they actually used a catapult. The paint coming off was such a problem that Laurie Prange had to change clothes constantly, running out of outfits even with 24 changes available. Did you ever notice in that same episode that when the Hulk throws the stump at the helicopter, breaking off the tail rotor, that in the next shot the rotor looks like it's still there? So, how many of y'all were inspired by Lou Ferrigno to work out? Let me know in the comments below. Danny Miller complained in the episode, The Harder They Fall, Lou got green paint all over him. He had to change his shirt after every take. Miller also noted that Lou picked him up and ran with him like he was a doll, which made him feel weak, which went against his outlook on himself as a 240-pound man who once starred as Tarzan in the 1959 movie Tarzan the Ape Man. From Lou's point of view, he said he did start to feel it after a couple of takes. Lou Ferrigno wasn't the only one who had to spend a lot of time in a makeup chair. For a complete transformation scene, Bixby would first get the green-tinted contacts, then in the second step, lasting about an hour and a half, they would add a forehead piece and a change of skin color. The last step would be for Lou to step in. All that for what amounts to a few seconds of a transformation scene. For the expanding muscle scenes, they would simply have Lou or Perry flex their muscles wearing a tight shirt with weak seams.
I really have to buy shirts that stretch.
If you're interested in learning more details about the long makeup process that Lou Ferrigno went through, I have another video on that you might be interested in. You should see a link above. Now, one of my favorite books of all time is Marvel 201 number 46, where the Thing fights the Incredible Hulk, and it makes reference to the TV series.
Premiering Friday after Wonder Woman, it's the all-new Incredible Hulk.
In this book, Bruce Banner sees himself on a TV screen and hulks out. The Hulk thinks that Hollywood is making fun of him and goes to smash Hollywood. Boy, if he thought they were making fun of him then, he should have seen what they did to him on the She-Hulk. Now let's run through some cool trivia facts from the Incredible Hulk TV series. The episode Never Give a Trucker an Even Break took many action scenes from Steven Spielberg's TV movie Duel, starring Dennis Weaver. Spielberg wasn't very happy, but to be honest, it was one of my favorite episodes to this day.
I know 25 cents!
The episode Final Round guest starred Cobra Kai's Martin Kove as a boxer named Rocky, which resulted in a lawsuit due to its similarities to Stallone's movie series. But I'm not sure why, really. I mean, after all, Rocky is a pretty common name for boxers. Rocky Marciano, for example. It was settled out of court. In the comics, Banner's full name is Robert Bruce Banner. On the show, it was David Bruce Banner. Stan Lee said the inspiration for the Hulk came from a combination of Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde and Frankenstein's monster. In the third season episode, Broken Image, there's an interesting scene right before McGee opens the door that bridges the gap between the $6 Million Man and the Incredible Hulk.
Is it true what they said about the $6 Million Man?
Well, if we printed it, it's true.
Now, Jack Colvin appeared on 4 episodes of the $6 Million Man, and of course the man who brought the Hulk to television, Kenneth Johnson, also worked on the $6 Million Man. Incredible Hulk follows the same format as the very successful series The Fugitive, only it's a reporter named Jack McGee that hounds the Hulk, not the law.
All right, Dr. Banner. But I don't give up easily.
Do you ever show your face around here again? My friends are going to break both your legs.
Check out this neat Incredible Hulk foreshadowing from the episode Pay the Man the $24 from Bill Bixby's earlier TV series My Favorite Martian. It happens when Tim and Uncle Martin have traveled back into time during the Pilgrim days, and Tim ends up getting into a fight with an Indian over a girl.
Now look, I'm getting angry. I don't want to have to unleash my strength.
Sound familiar?
Don't make me angry. You wouldn't like me when I'm angry.
Bill Bixby and Batgirl Yvonne Craig dated from 1965 to 1967. She also appeared on the third season episode Keep Me from the Church on Time, where Tim thinks he's getting married to her character. Just think, the Hulk marrying Batgirl. Bixby also dated Catwoman from the 1966 Batman movie, Lee Merriweather. They actually met years before during church choir. One of everybody's favorite episodes, including mine, was the two-part second season episode Married, where David Banner gets remarried in Hawaii. But would it disappoint you to know that they faked it? It was actually filmed in California. In the episode Prometheus, they needed another actor to be in between Banner and the Hulk for the wider shots of the Demi-Hulk, where Banner was stuck in mid-transformation. So they called upon Rick Drason. He also did a parody of the Hulk on a Wild Wild West TV movie. Another favorite is the two-part episode The First, where Hulk actually fights another Hulk. This Hulk was played by Dick Durock, who also played the original Swamp Thing. Did you know that Richard Kiel, best known as Jaws, the James Bond villain, was almost the Hulk? He was let go as it was determined he just wasn't bulky enough. He did manage to get into the DC universe once, fighting Superboy. Did you know Ted Cassidy from the Addams Family was the original voice of the Hulk before he passed away? He also did the opening narration of the show. After Ted Cassidy passed away, another voice was sought after for the Hulk in the form of Charles Napier. Strange they never thought to ask Lou Ferrigno, the literal embodiment of the Hulk, considering he went on to do the voice of the Hulk in the 90s animated series and several movies. I remember when the Hulk series first aired, my sister was so scared that she hid behind the couch whenever the Hulk appeared. And I also remember the first time I saw the Hulk on the comic book rack at the drugstore. Even though I'd already started reading comics by that time, I thought that the comic had came out in response to the show. I didn't know it was the other way around. So what were your Hulk memories? Share them in the comments below. Next, it's time for my bloopers. But if you look towards your left, you can see the insides of a studio when Lou opens the plane's door. Tvcrazyman here. Today we're going to talk with some goofs and some cool looks at cool looks. How many of you in the comments below can?
I don't think that's what Whitley. Do you understand what I'm saying so far?
Lou Ferrigno and the Incredible Hulk. I have to say that Lou Ferrigno and Well, that's it for this week, or at least today. Now I gotta get to work on my next classic TV video. I hope y'all had fun time revisiting the Incredible Hulk TV series. Please subscribe if you haven't already, and thank you if you have. Hit like and talk about the video in the comments, or just talk about your favorite Hulk memories. Check out all the other classic TV videos I have on this channel. I have a whole playlist just on the Hulk and more classic TV superheroes, plus lots and lots of just classic television goose.
Not yet. Hi. Close the door. End of series.